Gunther has become a certified career killer.
Where's Gunther?
6'7", I just been right on the highway.
WrestleMania is a couple weeks away, and Gunther, the guy who retired AJ Styles, the guy who tapped out John Cena.
John Cena.
The guy who beat some other guy last year is not included in the build to WrestleMania 42. That is insane to me. And you know what's also insane? The fact that I'm going to give away this belt right here. At 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away this title. All you got to do is comment below and, well, be a subscriber. We're about 300 and some change away, so make sure you subscribe. And don't worry, even if you're watching this video at like 25,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a belt every 10,000 subscribers. So make sure you're commenting. You can win this, not a toy, but a replica belt. All right, so the rumor is that it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio.
Gunther's not making any friends.
But Rey Mysterio doesn't want to be retired by Gunther because apparently that's the only thing Gunther can do now. If he's not retiring somebody, I guess he just doesn't get matches. And the rumor was Rey doesn't want to get retired by Gunther. He wants to get retired by Dirty Dom. So he's taking some injury time right now, and that then leaves Gunther with nobody to wrestle. Even if we don't have Rey as his opponent, pivot. Pick someone else. So today I'm going to give you about 10 options for who Gunther can face immediately. Get a story because we only got 4 weeks to get this to a marquee matchup. The first option is Seth freaking Rollins. If Braun Breaker cannot face Seth at WrestleMania and Seth is healthy to go, well, I don't see him facing the remnants of the Vision on Logan Paul or Austin Theory, and Brock Lesnar is busy with Obafemi. So who's Seth gonna fight? Maybe Paul Heyman goes up to Gunther and says, I've got a problem. I will owe you a favor if you can take care of it for me. And then boom, off to the races. Seth and Gunther can go. If not Seth, what about Yeet? Maybe we get Gunther, he goes into the ring and he starts cutting a promo and everybody's like, you tapped out.
Usos got it locked in on Gunther. Gunther's fading. Gunther taps out.
Finally, Gunther gets fed up with it. And he says, you know what? I did tap out, and I'm going to erase that mistake this year. And so then he goes after Jey Uso, and he's going to make Jey Uso tap out. And what's good about this could set up a future matchup with Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, if Roman beats CM Punk. Roman beats CM Punk, he's the champion, but he gets mad at what Gunther did to Jey, because we have Jey get really beat up at WrestleMania. So then we have a matchup right there, Gunther and Roman later on. Or what about LA Knight? Yeah, this one's the weakest storyline, but it's like LA Knight's a marquee guy and doesn't have a matchup, and Gunther is a marquee guy without a matchup. I don't like this match happening though because they just did it actually for John Cena's retirement, his retirement tour, the tournament, but it's like you could have Gunther cutting a promo and LA Knight just says blah 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 blah. I'm sick of hearing you talk, and which would be ironic because that's all LA Knight does, but he comes out, he cuts a promo, and then Gunther's like, you know what?
You didn't get that because of your skill. You talked yourself into it. You use your voice a lot, and I don't respect that.
You know what? I'm a wrestler, you're a sports entertainer, and I killed sports entertainment, so let's freaking go. He wouldn't say freaking though. Next up is Rusev. Rusev comes out and he says that my career since coming back has not been what I envisioned. Once upon a time, I was facing John Cena at WrestleMania in a tank.
You know I'm Machka.
I respected that man, and I don't like what you did, how you have not respected that man. And Rusev challenges Gunther to a matchup. And to top it off, Rusev says, and I will not just beat you on that day at WrestleMania, but I will beat you on
It's the Rusev Day. Rusev Day. Yeah.
Rusev Day, and he reveals that a shirt that says Rusev Day, and Rusev turns into a baby face. And this would be a way to rebuild Rusev. Sheamus is also a possibility. Sheamus is always a possibility for Gunther.
So I was pushing for Mania. I was pushing for that Walter match at Mania, or Gunther match.
But I think Sheamus has an injury right now, so we can't have him. But you could basically do the same storyline that I just said for Rusev. You just can't do Sheamus Day. Another story kind of based on I'm not where I want to be would be Ilja Dragunov. Ilja Dragunov just lost his rematch for the U.S. title. I think they're going to do a storyline where Ilja is doubting himself. So he has to go back. He has to go back and find that killer. And he was never more so of a killer at the top of his game when he was having battles and wars with Gunther.
How is Dragunov continuing to fight?
And if you're not aware, Gunther and Ilja Dragunov are considered to have one of the best ever WWE matches of all time from way back in the day when WWE had a UK division for NXT. So I think that would get the internet marks really excited, and it was a hard-hitting affair.
Oh, come on!
And those two wouldn't need much of a storyline because this would be one of the instances where the matchup itself would become the story, and it would definitely be the show stealer of WrestleMania weekend. All right, I got two more that you're gonna hate me for, and then two more that you're gonna probably hate me for. We're on NXT. And Shawn Michaels is like, I don't know, he's in the ring, he's addressing people, and then suddenly,
You bunch of degenerates standing out there celebrating yourself. And we are here to kick you out of our ring.
Gunther comes out and destroys him. Gunther destroys Shawn Michaels, and this is going to set up a match at WrestleMania. I know Shawn Michaels is retired, but he came out of retirement before. He can come out of retirement again, but this will be so Gunther can retire him, or at least Gunther can claim that he retired Shawn Michaels. I got his last match, and then that will also allow future stories for anybody that comes up to NXT, because any NXT rookie, they love Shawn Michaels, right? They love Shawn Michaels, so they're always going to be gunning for Gunther because they just hate how he disrespected them. So we could build a lot out of this. Or
if I had anything left in the tank, you're the one guy that I would consider coming out of retirement.
What if it's the Undertaker? Undertaker has gone on record saying that if he ever had one more match, he would like it to be against Gunther. He would trust Gunther. When he did his last match against AJ Styles and in the Boneyard, he actually never said, "This is my retirement match." So it's like he could just have one more against Gunther and boom. Again, Gunther retires him. If we had to have Gunther, if Gunther can only retire people, there's two guys that we could do, Undertaker or Shawn Michaels, and it could still have the same concept. Gunther could be attacking Shawn Michaels. Shawn won't get in the ring. Gunther comes out at WrestleMania. He's like, "Come on, let's go, Shawn. Where are you, Shawn?" Shawn comes to the ramp, and he's like, "Yeah, no." Lights go out. Undertaker appears, we have ourselves a match. And it could be very reminiscent of when Undertaker fought John Cena at WrestleMania, where it was like a 5-minute match. They didn't really advertise it, but we still got the greatest hits of Taker. And we just do that. Greatest hits of Taker, but Gunther then retires him fully. And then our final two people on this list, what about Ludwig Kaiser? That guy has not been seen in forever. I don't know if he's injured or not, but if somehow, some way, maybe Gunther goes to Germany, finds Ludwig Kaiser, and he's like, "Where have you been, man?"
You need to realize who you are and go out there and make a name for yourself.
And Ludwig's like, ever since Imperium broke up, you pretty much abandoned us. And so we could do that. Or you know what? Let's not even do Ludwig Kaiser. What if we did?
This dude's strange too. By strange, do you mean mythically fantastic?
Grande Americano. There's two Grandes right now, but I'm saying the tall Grande Americano. What if Gunther just got fed up with this charade? What if he just got fed up with this charade of Grande Americano? He's like, you are not treating the sport of wrestling with respect. The ring mat is sacred, and I'm gonna remind you of that. And we're off to the races. Now, I do know that Grande, Tall Grande, is actually feuding with OG Grande. We could just leave that match in AAA. They're doing great stuff in AAA. Just let that feud continue in AAA and let Gunther face Tall Grande Americano at WrestleMania. And Gunther will hint that he kind of knows Grande Americano, that they share a past relationship, but we don't fully say it. Gunther says, I'll play along, and I'll tell you what. I will face you at WrestleMania for your mask. And then Grande is like, all right, tell you what. We have a tradition in Lucha Libre. If I put my mask on the line, then you need to put your hair on the line. Hair versus mask match. And I'm telling you something. If you want to create a moment of moments, you have Grande win. You have Grande win at WrestleMania, and you have to shave off Gunther's head. That would steal the show. I am telling you, that would steal the show. And I want someone to beat Gunther sooner than later anyways, because I'm afraid that Triple H is only going to let Gunther really wrestle retirement matches from this point forward for the next 5 years until like Randy Orton is retired in 2031, and I don't want that. I would rather let's just pin Gunther now. Let's just pin Gunther now so we can go on and have just normal feuds. They don't always have to revolve around a retirement. And if we have Grande beat Gunther, that would just be like mind-blowing, because everybody would be like, well, it looks like they're going to take the mask off of Grande, and he wins. Kurt Angle had to shave his hair. That was memorable. Vince McMahon had to shave his hair. I was there for that, actually. That was memorable. And then that would elevate Grande to the next level. And then Gunther can just regrow his hair and be a monster heel again just in time for SummerSlam. So there you have it, about 10 people who aren't Rey Mysterio that Gunther can enter a program with right away. And it needs to happen because we're like 4 weeks away, 3 weeks away. We got to start this up now. It'd be disrespectful to John Cena's Tap Out and AJ Styles if we didn't put Gunther on the road to WrestleMania. All right, boys. All right, girls. See ya. Bye.